One global issue which has become a global concern, that's decisions being taken by the U.S. President Donald Trump.
President Donald Trump went into election 2016 promising to sanitize its immigration policy and make sure all illegal migrants are deported. Exactly a week after assuming office, President Trump signed an executive order on Friday, January 27, freezing all refugees from Syria and banning entry to foreign nationals from 7 Muslim-majority countries. Nationals of Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria and Yemen would not be able to enter the U.S. in the next 90 days, except diplomats and green card holders. The decision was met with protest across the United States and the rest of the world. In Britain, some members of the House of Lords have already called for suspension of President Trump's state visit to the UK later this year, with 1 million people signing a petition in support. Analysts keep divided over the implications of this policy for international security. While President Trump argues that the action is solely intended to protect Americans from terrorism, the reverse effect could happen. American nationals and their properties could be subject of similar treatment based on the principle of reciprocity in diplomacy. The creation of the Islamic State and operations of the Al-Qaeda of the Islamic Maghreb operation in northern and western Africa have been described as fallout from the American invasion of Iraq in 2003. The role of the U.S. in the protracted Syria civil war and the circumstances surrounding the regime change in Libya and its aftermath, history and experience in global politics leave no doubt that an effort to subject refugees, displaced persons and victims of war to further harsh conditions are breeding grounds for terrorist activities. Though it may not have direct relation to Africa as a whole, the inclusion of 2 African countries, Somalia and Sudan, is enough cause for worry. Africa had been on the silent side in President Donald Trump's rhetoric in the run-up to the polls. Selection of the 7 countries, without Saudi Arabia, Pakistan and Afghanistan, remain a question yet to be answered. Announcing the plan, President Trump cited the attacks of September 11, 2001. However, none of the 19 hijackers who committed the attacks came from countries included in the suspension. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Egypt and Lebanon, whose nationals made up of the 19, are left out in the list of banned countries. According to New America, terrorism-related cases in the United States since September 11 has been dominated by American-born citizens. U.S.-born citizens have been involved in 120 cases, naturalized citizens in 80, permanent residents in 43 cases. Refugees were involved in 6 cases, with illegal immigrants in just 5 cases. Critics of the policy argue that selection of the countries was influenced by the president's business interest.